Hello students, welcome back. In the last session we have discussed swing component, that is J tabbed pane. In today's session we will discuss some more swing components. So today we will discuss J scroll pane and J list component. So J scroll pane, it is a lightweight container that automatically handles the scrolling of another component. Many a times we need scroll bars to scroll the contents vertically or horizontally. Many Windows application has a scroll bar, vertical scroll bar to scroll the contents vertically, and horizontally to scroll the content horizontally it has a horizontal scroll bar. Such type of scroll bars we may require when we design our GUI. The components which are used in Swing do not have a scroll bar by default. If you are using a text area and if the content exceeds the boundary, then the scroll bar is not automatically added to it. We have to add scroll bars to such components by using J scroll pane. So J scroll pane simply provides you the scroll bars, that is horizontal or vertical scroll bars. Now how a J scroll pane can be created? So the constructor which can be used to create a J scroll pane, it has been shown here. It is J scroll pane in bracket the component. The component is the one to which we need a scroll bar. Okay, steps to be followed to create a scroll pane are: first, create the component to be scrolled. First we have to create a component for which we want a scroll bar. Then create the instance of J scroll pane, passing to it the object to scroll. We have to pass an object to it on which we need a scroll bar. And lastly, add the scroll pane to the contained pane, or add the scroll pane on the actual container, that is top level container. Now let us go through an example to add a scroll pane. Okay, let us go through an example. Let me open Notepad++. So I already have typed the example here. So this is our JApplet, and from inside this JApplet, in the make GUI, what we are doing is we are first creating a component called a JTextArea. So JTextArea, it is a component which can be used to add multi-line text. Whenever we want to edit multi-line text, we can use JTextArea. For a single line text, we have a component that is JTextFill. For multi-line, we can have JTextArea. And while creating JTextArea, we can pass two parameters to it, that is number of rows and number of columns in the JTextArea. That is, you can say, the size of JTextArea. And after creating the JTextArea, we are adding the JTextArea on the container. You can see add TXA. There is no layout set. When there is no layout set, by default the layout is border layout for JApplet, and the component is always added at the center of the applet screen, which takes the complete space. So if I execute it now, okay, so we have executed it, and you can see there is a component. The background color of the component is white, and it is taking complete space, and there is a cursor. You can see we can enter multi-line text into it, and if I enter a text now, you can see I am entering text, and when it exceeds the viewing boundary, the text is not visible. I am still typing the text, but it is not visible, and there are no scroll bars also. to scroll the text. You can take the text on the next line and you can type it. Again, when it exceeds the vertical boundaries, again the text is not visible. For such reasons, we can use scroll bars, or we call it a JScroll pane in Java Swing. Now I'll show you how JScroll pane can be used in such situations. Okay, so I'll just remove this line which adds the text area on the container, and we will create a JScroll pane. Now I already have the code here. So JScroll pane can be created like this: JScroll pane object name is equals to new JScroll pane, and to JScroll pane we have to pass the text area which we have created. Now tx is passed to this, and once you pass text area to JScroll pane will automatically add the scroll bars to JText area. Now after that, the last step, it is simply to add the JScroll pane on our applet window. For that, the same add method is used. Add JSP, that is an object of JScroll pane, and comma, we are passing border layout dot center, that is where exactly the JSP needs to be added. It is at the center location of our applet that will take a complete space. Even without this, it will act in the similar way, because border layout by default takes center location. Okay, so I'll save this and we will compile it again, and let us execute it. Okay, now you can see again we have a text area, and now I am entering the text. Still there are no scroll bars, but when it exceeds the boundary, automatically a scroll bar will appear. You can see there is a scroll bar using which you can scroll the text. Again vertically also, if it exceeds, again a vertical scroll bar will appear. So like this we can add a scroll bar or a scroll pane to our component by using JScroll pane class. The scroll bars can be added to any component required in the GUI. Okay, so that's it about the JScroll pane. The next component which we will study, it is JList. JList component, it is usually used to display list of items. Whenever we want to display list of items on the GUI, we can use a JList component. A JList often consists of strings. It is possible to create a list of just about any object that can be displayed. Now not only string, but we can create a JList of any displayable object. It supports selection of one or more items from a list. Once we display a list, we can select a single item or multiple items from the list. The JList provides several constructors. One simple constructor is given here. So the constructor is JList object array of items. Now we can pass array of items or objects as an argument to JList. This array of objects are displayed inside the list. Okay, there are two models for JList. The list model that defines how access to the list data is achieved, and list selection model defines methods that determines what list items are selected. That is list selection model. Okay, JList generates list selection event. Now which event it generates, that is also very important. So it generates a list selection event when the user makes changes in a selection. Whenever you make changes in a selection, it generates list selection event, and this is handled by a listener, that is list selection listener. Methods of a list selection listener is value changed. Whenever we use a list selection listener, we have to use a method value changed in the program to handle the event. Now by default a JList allows the user to select multiple ranges of items, means multiple items can be selected from a JList by default within the list, and this behavior can be changed by using a method called as set selection mode, and we have to pass mode, that is an integer value of a mode, as an argument. Now what can be the modes? We can pass the mode as single selection. If it is single selection, you can select a single item from the list. We cannot select multiple items from the list. If it is single interval selection, then we can select multiple items but in a continuous range, means items from 1 to 5, items from 5 to 6, or items from 10 to 11, like that. If it is multiple interval selection, then we can select item ranges in any ways we want. We can select first 2 items, then last 2 items, then in between 2 items. That is allowed if the mode is multiple interval selection. And we can obtain the index of the first item selected by calling get selected index. If we want to know which is the first item selected in the range, we can use get selected index, and can also obtain the value associated with the selection by calling get selected value. If you want to know the index position, that is the position of an item selected, we can use get selected index. If we need a value itself, then the method get selected value can be used. Okay, let us go through an example to understand this. Okay, let's go to Notepad++. We have an example program here. Initial things are all the same, that is we are importing swing, we are importing swing.event, and we are importing awt.star. I don't think swing.event is required here. awt.star and awt.event. Now in the class JListDemo, which is extending applet, means we are creating an applet, we have defined some objects in the class itself. We have defined an object of a JList, or component JList, JLabel, and JScrollPane. We are even using a scroll pane here. Okay, then we have created a variable of type string array. So this is a string array, you can see, and this contains some elements, array of elements. We have some city names, we are having New York, Chicago, Houston, Denver, and so on. All these city names we want to display in our JList. Okay, so we have declared a string of objects or array of objects. Okay, then we have an init method. It contains the same code, swing utilities, and we are calling make GUI from it. Now the main code, it is in make GUI. So this is our make GUI. In the make GUI, first we have set a layout to flow layout, then the list is created. Now see how the list is created. JList, now the list object has been declared in the class, and that is the reason we are taking only object name here, is equals to new JList. We are passing cities. Now what is cities? Cities is a variable which contains all the city names. Okay, so that we are passing to JList, so that it will create a list of cities. Now then we are even handling we are setting a selection mode first. JList.selection mode, it is JList JSelection model dot single interval selection, means we can select range of items, that is continuous range of items. Okay, then we are adding a scroll bar to the JList. JScrollPane, we have created an object of it, and to that we are passing our JList which we have created. We can even set the size of our scroll pane by using set preferred size is equals to new dimension, that is 120, 90. So that is width and height of a scroll pane can be specified. Now we have also created a label here, choose a city. And lastly, we have registered a listener, that is a selection listener, and we have anonymous inner class to handle this event. And the anonymous inner class, it is inheriting list selection listener interface, and it is providing the method value changed, which is present in list selection listener. Now inside the value change, if you look at, we are getting the index position of the selected item, jlist.get selected index. So it will return us the selected index of an item, and that will be stored in IDX, and we are checking if that is equals to -1. If it is not equals to -1, we are displaying the current selection cities IDX, whichever item we have selected, or we are displaying choose a city. If nothing is selected, we are displaying choose a city. And lastly, we have added the scroll pane and the J label. Now look at the output of this. I'll just save it again and open the CMD, and let us compile the program, that is Java C JList demo.java. Okay, there is one error which has been displayed, that is list selection listener. Error is for cannot find symbol list selection listener. Now the thing is, list selection listener, we have removed an import from here. If you remember, import javax dot swing dot event dot star. List selection event, it is not part of AWT event. Actually it is part of swing event package, and that is the reason we need even javax.swing.event in this program. Okay, so if I compile it now, you can see it has been compiled successfully. Now once it is compiled, we can execute it by using applet viewer JList demo.java. Now you can see we have displayed a list. This is a list of items, all the cities, and we have a scroll bar also because we have added a scroll pane to it. So I can select an item from the list, and whenever I click on the item which I select, that will appear on the label because we have handled the event as well. Now I can select a list of items. You can see by holding a shift I can select a list of items, but it is continuous item. You can see if I leave one item and if I try to select one more item after that, I am not able to select it. The other items which were selected got deselected because the model which we have set, it is single interval selection. There are other model, that is another model is multiple interval selection. If I make it as multiple interval selection, now you can see what difference it makes. Compile it. Now we will execute it. Okay. So if I now select the first two items and then directly I select Denver and Los Angeles. Now you can see I am able to select multiple items, but those are not continuous. First two items, one in between we have left one item, and then we have selected Denver and Los Angeles. So this is multiple interval selection. Single interval selection, continuous items can be selected. Now we have one more mode. The other mode is, that is single selection. Now if it is single selection, if it is not multiple or single interval, if it is only single selection, Now we will compile it and execute. Okay, now this is single selection. So if I select New York and if I try to select Chicago by holding a control or shift, you can see I am not able to select two items. I am able to select only one item. Still I am holding the shift. Believe me, I am holding the shift. Then too I am not able to select multiple items because the selection mode, it is single selection. So like this you can set the selection mode where it allows you to select single item, multiple items continuously, or multiple items interleaved. Okay, so this is about the list component in Java Swing. With this we will stop here today. We will continue with other components in the next session. Thank you.